Thank you, Governor. Very, very inspiring. I think that we can all feel good about many of the things you talked about in terms of opportunity. This morning we talked about a lot of challenges, and we always say at BIA, every challenge presents an opportunity. It's incumbent upon us to seize the moment. And I think together there are many moments that we can seize going forward. Thank you for your investments in workforce that allows us to work so closely with the Council of Community Colleges on advancing career pathways. We're very proud of that. Multiple year investment by the state in that. Thank you, we appreciate that. The infrastructure investments that have been made, the talent is here, we'll continue to develop that. And thank you for that emphasis on childcare, because from day one, pre-COVID, but especially COVID, when the Band-Aid was ripped off that industry, we were sitting center saying we can't get our workers back to work if we can't get our children in safe places, and we continue to work on some great bills, and we look forward to you signing those great bills as we move forward. So another round of applause for the governor, please.
Thanks, Michele.
So the governor is going to stay up here with me, and we're going to do some of our awards. And our first award is our Candy Straight Women Trailblazer Award. And we are honoring the memory of the late Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver with this award. And at this time, I would like to invite some members of her family to join me on stage while I speak of the governor posthumously. We have with us today Lieutenant Governor's niece and president of the Sheila Oliver Civic Association, Renee Oliver, along with Charles Oliver and Joyce Harley. Please join me on the podium. Now, before I talk about the fabulous woman that the Lieutenant Governor was and her legacy, let me tell you a bit about the award in Candy Street. We named this award the Trailblazer Award because that was Candy. Anyone who knew Candy knew that. She was a tireless advocate for women in New Jersey politics, the business world, and in the film industry. She knew the challenges that women face in reaching greater professional heights, but she didn't only try to break down barriers for herself, she reached back and she helped many, many other women along the way to do that, therefore blazing a trail for that next generation. She served as vice chair of the New Jersey Sports and Exposition Authority and was a member of the Rutgers Board of Governors. And we were very proud back at NJBIA that she served on our Competitiveness Council, where her sage input and advice was very, very relevant, timely, and greatly appreciated. For me personally, Candy was an incredible role model and a privilege always to know her and be guided by her advice. So who does that sound like? Who does that sound like? Because anyone knows who knew, Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver knew she was a long-established trailblazer before she came upon Governor Murphy. And Governor Murphy, you had some great time with her, but man, did she have a legacy when she came to you. Her dedication to underserved communities throughout her years of public service made a clear and lasting impact. It should not be understated, the reason why Governor Murphy sought her out. Beyond being a loyal public servant to the state, especially in her leadership role for the Department of Community Affairs, Lieutenant Governor Oliver was also a strong and inspirational advocate for women business owners through the years. We at NJBIA were extremely appreciative of the time she spent with us with a focus on women business leaders. She attended our leadership programs, she spoke before our women's leaders, and she inspired them to reach as high as they could lead. She inspired countless women to pursue their aspirations in public service and beyond. So much so that her family just yesterday formally announced the establishment of the Sheila Oliver Civic Association so that her work could be carried on. In announcing the creation of the association, her family noted, and I quote from the press release, "At its core, the association is there to help uplift and empower the next Sheila Olivers of the world so that they too can go out into government, public policy, or community organizing and create their own legacies." To honor the memory of a true trailblazer, it is my extreme pleasure to present this award, the Candy Straight Trailblazer Award, to Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver posthumously. And I know her family has some comments, but before their comments, I would like to invite again Governor Murphy, who has a few comments. So could I please have the award? Thank you. Governor?
Yeah, I will. You've already heard a lot from me. Incredibly honored, saddened, but honored to accept this along with her family and her dear friend Joyce, who's a dear friend as well of ours, on Sheila's behalf. And I think Michele said, I was saying this to the folks up here, I think of Sheila when I talk about Sheila, Michele, and you rightfully point this out. It's as our time when she was my partner in leading the state, but she had a public service resume and experience that was literally almost unlike anyone else, maybe in the history of this state. And she was a blessed friend and a great leader, a trailblazer, an icon. I love the fact that the next Sheila Olivers, I just love that notion with what you all are doing. It's a fantastic notion. As I say, Candy was a friend of ours, and God rest her soul as well. And I couldn't think of a better pairing, Candy Strait and Sheila Oliver. God bless Sheila, and thank you again.
And Renee, I know you'd like to give some remarks. And again, I just want to emphasize that this is the new executive director for the Civic Association.
Yes.
And you're going to make the next generation. Thank you.
Committed. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. First, thank you, Governor Murphy, for being here. Your unwavering support these past few months has really meant a lot to our family and I, so we thank you. Thank you, President Michele and the entire NJBIA team for having us and for most importantly, honoring my beloved Aunt Sheila in this way. I have no doubt that her spirit is here with us in this room and she's smiling down from above. And as President Michele mentioned, we did formally launch the Sheila Y. Oliver Civic Association yesterday, and we are committed to uplifting young women of color in public policy, government, community organizing, as well as serving and helping uplift those underserved communities to achieve economic and social success, which I know a lot of you in this room work to do. I'm so happy to be joined here today with my brother, Charles Oliver, who's another executive director, a part of the Sheila Y. Oliver Civic Association, and our treasurer, Joyce Harley, who will also just briefly speak. But again, thank you so much for honoring our aunt in this way. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here and presenting this award to my dear friend, my sister, and I am honored and privileged to serve as the treasurer of the Sheila Y. Oliver Civic Association. And I think it's so fitting that we're here with you today because Sheila acknowledged years ago that the nation's business is business, and New Jersey's business is small, medium, and large businesses that thrive. And she worked diligently, as the governor has said, throughout her career to make sure that the foundation of strong businesses in New Jersey are strong communities where they're stronger and fairer and have the opportunity to thrive just as our businesses do. They're the lifeblood of businesses in New Jersey. So I am just moved by the fact that you're celebrating her and celebrating her legacy. And the best way to do that from Main Street to Wall Street is to make sure you support this wonderful organization that we launched on her behalf. So thank you, Governor Murphy, for picking the perfect partner in your journey to making a stronger and fairer New Jersey. And thank you from the top and bottom of my heart for recognizing the tremendous contribution of Sheila Oliver. May God bless her and the NJBIA. Thank you.
Thanks again for being here. Thank you. Let's have one more round of applause. Thank you. So we do have a few more awards to some very deserving individuals today. Annually, we present the NJBIA Leonard C. Johnson Award. We have 3 business leaders who we'd like to present with that award. First, beginning, and let me tell you what this award is about, celebrates the business community leaders who have distinguished themselves in their efforts to improve New Jersey's business climate and encourage job growth. You know, I say every day, and I love this intersection of community and business, because those of you who hear me speak often hear me always say, great businesses make great communities, and it's great business leaders that make great businesses that make great communities. These 3 individuals are just that. First, I'd like to ask Joe Divis to please come to the stage while I speak a little bit about you. Joe is the retired state president of AT&T New Jersey, an experienced business leader with a demonstrated record of success in the telecommunications industry, in the corridors of government, with the media, and in civic affairs. Joe is a great partner to NJBIA and always was on board with issues affecting the business community. In fact, again, all that great sage advice from business leaders like Joe. His and AT&T's insights have made NJBIA better advocates for all of our businesses. Joe, please accept this award. Thank you. I'm not sure we're taking pictures. Okay. We are. I guess we are. Like to say a word? Briefly?
Good afternoon, or good morning. Good morning still. When Chris called me to say, you're getting this award, I was like, what, you talking to me? You know, but it's a great honor, and I just want to thank Michele and Chris and all the team members at BIA. And just, it's really, I'm kind of speechless, but I was blessed to work for a company that sees the purpose of being involved in community affairs, in advocacy, in public policy. And so my colleagues and I, got to be involved, and being involved with BIA was wonderful because of all the hard work that they do, the thought leadership, and the opportunities for members to shine and thrive. So this is just a great honor. I accept it on behalf of all my AT&T colleagues, some of which are here today. And I will say that one of my proudest achievements was bringing Jackie Cater here from Illinois, and she's my successor, and she's doing a great job. So there you go. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Congratulations again. Thanks so much, Joe. Our next awardee, John Harmon, founder and president and CEO of the African American Chamber of Commerce of New Jersey. John, could you please come to the stage while I say a few words about you? John is an advocate on behalf of the 1.1 million African American residents in the state and over 70,000 Black-owned businesses statewide, and works tirelessly to ensure that policy at the municipal, county, state, and federal level provide fairness, equity, and access to a level playing field in the marketplace. John's list of accomplishments include serving as the former president and CEO of the Metropolitan Trenton African American Chamber of Commerce, a board member and former chairman of the board of the National Black Chamber of Commerce, a board member of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, the Federal Reserve Bank of Philadelphia's Economic Community Advisory Council, and also served as a director of Investors Bank and Hackensack Meridian Health. Now, while John's accomplishments are countless, it's the spirit of collaboration for which we recognize John today. Not just with BIA over the years, but I've known John, it's over 30 years, and that spirit of collaboration is what has drawn us together. And as we've worked together for so many years to better the New Jersey business community, John always ensuring that we leave no business or business owner behind. Congratulations, John Harmon. Stick with the program. Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon. Give Michele Siekerka and her team a round of applause, please. And to the Oliver family, Sheila Oliver was a friend, a co-laborer in the struggle for fairness and equity in New Jersey, and we truly miss her, and we encourage you in your future endeavors, and we'll do our best to support you from the African American Chamber of Commerce in New Jersey. You can count on that. You know, it's just interesting to be in the room today and hear the conversations about the U.S. Senator race, the upcoming governor's race, and about, you know, the economic stability or instability of our state. And, you know, when you look at the political candidates, you know, it's the same old players with the same old playbook. And for me, I can tell you, I'm tired of it. And I'm tired of hearing, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and it doesn't get done. As business people, it's always about certainty and having a sense of some degree of predictability. So the work that we do in collaboration with you all, we're just trying to make the state more competitive as best we can. And we see the same old stuff year in and year out. And I tell you, from our organization, we're going to put a stake in the ground coming in 2024 because we're tired of it, and it's inequitable. The demonization of business in New Jersey, it's business that makes the world go round. It's business that provides the jobs, the philanthropic support. And so this whole demonization and the taxation and making it more difficult for business to do what it does, it's just ridiculous. So let's try to figure this out together. I'm just delighted to be recognized today, but it's not me. We have an amazing group of talented people at the African American Chamber of Commerce from New Jersey that come to work every day just to add value and to coexist in a way that's mutually beneficial. God bless you, and wishing you all a very great holiday season, and thank you.
It's that great tenacity that we love, John, and we look forward to continuing to work together to make a difference. Next, I'd like to call to the stage John Sarno, the president of the Employers Association of New Jersey, while I say a little bit about John. John specializes in employment and labor law and has litigated cases in state and federal courts, including wrongful termination and retaliatory discharge. He regularly counsels management on proactive policies and practices to maintain positive employee relations and advises member companies in many areas of employment law, including ADA, sexual harassment, wrongful discharge, drug and alcohol testing, and employment discrimination. He does all this in his current role as the president and CEO of the Employers Association of New Jersey. He also is extensively published on labor and employment issues and teaches HR law. Now, I've had the honor to work and work more closely with John over the past few years. And it is, again, in this spirit of collaboration with NJBIA and our greater business community is the reason why we choose to honor him today. But also, we want to congratulate him on his tenure at EANJ as he looks to retire at the end of this year. The business community will sorely miss you, John, and we look forward to your continued advice even in retirement. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's certainly a privilege and an honor to be with such a distinguished group. Congratulations to all my fellow award winners. And thank you, Michele, for your outstanding leadership, particularly during the COVID pandemic, when many of you in this room worked tirelessly to provide critical information and support to New Jersey's business community. 1.1 million people have died in the United States from COVID. Staggering toll. So what have we learned from this devastation and heartache? Men have died at higher numbers than women. While social and behavioral differences mattered, men were more likely to be infected at work, at the workplace, particularly in the transportation, agriculture, and construction industries. And who were the essential critical infrastructure workers, according to the Office of Homeland Security? A majority of those jobs were held by women. from the cashier to the emergency room nurse, from the drugstore pharmacist to the home health aide. Post-pandemic, many of these essential workers, particularly in the healthcare industry, are demanding better pay, better schedules, better training. Now, until such time as AI takes over the whole show, it seems to me that employees and employers, management and labor need one another. Now, if you don't want a labor union, then you have to give good reasons to your workers why it's not in their interest to organize. Is your workplace safe? Are your wages competitive? Are benefits fair? Are the hours reasonable? Are you investing in people, in their skills development? Do you care about employee mental health? Prior to the pandemic, the World Health Organization reported that high levels of stress at work were reaching unprecedented and creating unprecedented occupational illnesses. Today, nearly 80% of workers say they experience significant workplace stress. And 60% of Americans report experiencing symptoms of a mental health condition, with most saying that productivity is being impacted on their daily jobs. 1 in 3 employees left the job last year because of a mental health related condition. And 89% of the American workforce believe that the workplace culture should recognize wellness and mental health. 89% of the workers are telling us that they believe their culture, their workplace culture, should make a difference. Now, are employers addressing these needs? For most, it's don't ask, don't tell, as employees are left isolated and alone. And for many businesses, the pandemic was an unfortunate and inconvenient problem. Quite simply, for many, it's back to business as usual. But for some employers, however, the pandemic has marked a shift in thinking about workers' physical safety and mental well-being. I will be continuing my work at the State Employment and Training Commission, helping to make mental health at work a central feature of the state's workforce readiness system. And beginning in January, I will be with my friend and colleague, Gina Wertenberg at the Rutgers Institute for Corporate and Social Innovation. I look forward to continuing the great work ahead. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations on those next steps. Thanks again, John. So now we also have our Paul Trost Award, and our Paul Trost Award is given annually to public servants who've made an outstanding contribution to the state of New Jersey and the business community. I'd first like to invite Senator Steve Oraho to the stage. Come on up, Steve. His leadership on fiscal and economic issues is unrivaled and unquestioned. Without ramped-up rhetoric, Senator Oraho placed an emphasis on appropriate checks and balances, always trying to find a better way to protect New Jersey businesses and taxpayers. He will be sorely missed as he retires from the state Senate. We will miss you, Steve. I know that NJBIA enjoyed immensely working with you to help improve the state's business climate, and we wish you well as you take on your next endeavor. Senator Oraho. Quick picture?
Sure.
Come on in, Chris.
Thank you, Michelle. And thank you all very much. It's an honor to receive this award. I was an honoree once before, and to get it again, it's a terrific, terrific honor. And I want to thank you all very much. I have with me here today my Chief of Staff, Jeff Spatola, and everybody knows that, when we got something done, we got it done as a partnership. And I got to tell you, that all throughout my career, I'm a CPA and a certified financial planner by, thank you, Walter, by training. I wasn't ever expected to be an elected official, but I will tell you, the education I received, and I'm sure some of you probably heard some of these comments already, but I received from so many in the audience. And so many of the honorees here today had helped me, and I want to congratulate them all. But also my colleagues that were going to be on a panel right following this, who all helped me to get things done. We worked together on a bipartisan basis, bicameral basis. So I just want to say thank you very much for everything that you've done over the years. All my colleagues, I see so many out here. I see Mark Magyar somewhere. I think we worked on something called one of the best tax restructurings in history in New Jersey. Along with Senator Sarlo, we actually received an award from the Tax Foundation, believe it or not, as one of the best tax restructurings in the history. So anyway, thank you very much for the education that you all gave me. Working with Michele, and I've had a lot of work with Chris Emigholz back here over the years. But so many people I see in the audience today, when we take a look at things we actually got done, and I was recently on one of the webinars, and I went over, you forget about some of the things we actually did. So there are still the ability to get a lot of things done. It's going to take a lot of work, hard work and perseverance. And I keep telling everybody, I'm like a bad penny. You never know when I'm going to show up. So I want to thank you very much. Thank you for the education. Thank you for the award. God bless you. We love you. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to invite Assemblywoman Ileana Pinto-Moran to the stage. There she comes. As chairwoman of the Assembly Budget Committee, Assemblywoman Pinto-Moran listens intently to all sides of the budget issues, and she deserves great credit for the more fiscally responsible parts of the state budget we have seen in recent years. She also sponsored the tax incentive programs that have advanced economic development projects throughout the state, and has sponsored new corporate tax business reform law that NJBIA helped author to make tax laws more competitive for some of our largest corporations and employers here in the state of New Jersey. Congratulations, Assemblywoman Pinto-Moran.
Thank you very much. I think that when Chris was trying to get in contact with me, I was kind of ignoring you, Chris, so I apologize. I was a little busy the last, 2 months. But it's really nice to see everyone and to kind of come back. When I tell my staff I'm trying to ease back into things, for those of you that might know or do know, I have a 2.5-month-old little girl. So thank you. So if I don't make any sense, it's just lack of sleep. I promise I'll get my stuff together by budget. But I would be remiss before I say what I want to say. Senator Orho, we were all talking about you behind the scenes over there. You're an amazing legislator. But most of all, you're just one of the kindest human beings ever. And we are... We are going to miss you. I miss you already. I kind of asked you not to leave. I know, I'm a Democrat, but, in New Jersey, it's kind of funny. We always talk about it. There's not a lot of differences between the Dems and the Republicans at times. We might disagree on how we get there, but there is one thing. We're always very respectful towards one another, and you're one of those outstanding human beings that you are poised, and whenever you have an idea or you have your own opinion, you know how to do it. So we're really going to miss you. Steve. And I used to call him Senator Orho, and then on the phone he was like, if you don't call me Steve, I'm going to be really upset with you. So thank you. But to NJBIA, thank you so much for the award. It's a pleasure working with all of you. You know, you bring the expertise to the table. As legislators, we know a little bit about almost nothing sometimes, but you really kind of help guide us when there's issues that are coming to the table, whether it's guilty reform, whether it's tax, whether it's the CBT. So I'm really happy that, you know, the organization has the level of experts and that you're there every single time to discuss a bill. You're very approachable. You make sure that you reach out to us, Chris, all the time. But it's important because sometimes, you know, we're busy doing what we need to do, and if we don't have people like NJBIA or those that are in the hallway or give us a call or text us about, hey, there's this issue, did you hear about this? Sometimes it doesn't come to our attention, as my Senate counterpart there on budget knows, until almost like the last minute. So I appreciate that. I look forward in continuing to working with all of you. You know, I'm very appreciative. Sometimes people, they like to chuckle and they're like, are you sure you're a Democrat? I'm like, yes, I am. But I'm first generation Portuguese American, so my dad always told me that you have to save for a rainy day. So I appreciate that. I know that the governor was here previously, and I know that Senator Sarlo was here. Everyone's talking about the CBT and the surcharge. You know, I'm glad that it's sunsetting because without businesses in the state of New Jersey, you know, then there is no more economic development. We really require businesses to expand and to move into the state in order to provide for everyone. So thank you very much.
And our final award this morning, I'd like to invite John Siekerka, former director and now policy advisor at the New Jersey Division of Taxation, to the stage. John, there he is. John's partnership with NJBIA over the years has been invaluable and has made our business climate better for his exemplary leadership of the massive Division of Taxation, to his work with NJBIA and the corporate business tax reform you've heard so much about this morning, as well as his accessibility to NJBIA and our members. You know, you've seen him many times during the year come out to our policy committee and really do grassroots and have wonderful discussion with our members, especially with that committee. John, we want to thank you for your partnership and your support to NJBIA. Congratulations. Oh, picture first. I'm getting off my own rhythm. Yeah, hold that for you, absolutely.
Thank you, Michelle. I can officially now say good afternoon, I think, if my watch is accurate. So real quick, folks, after retiring from a 40-year career as a corporate tax attorney and tax director, I received a call asking if I would consider the New Jersey tax director position. I decided the opportunity to apply my private sector experience to government service, at least for a couple of years, would be an excellent way to cap my career. So why is it that 8 years later, I'm still there? 2 reasons: the people and the work. I've thoroughly enjoyed working with my colleagues within the division, as well as the practitioners and others who represent New Jersey taxpayers. Likewise, it's been extremely rewarding to work on projects where my experience could be applied to make a positive difference for the taxpayers of New Jersey and for the state. Nonetheless, after almost 8 years, I decided it was time to pass the baton on as director, even though I was not quite ready to completely cut my ties to the people and the work. The solution was to step down as director into a new role as policy advisor to the director's office. That became effective as of last month, with one of our deputy directors, Marita Scarata, succeeding me as director. I was not aware of being considered for this award, but believe it was largely due to my longstanding philosophy and of transparency and close collaboration with stakeholders as being the best way to obtain excellent results. So while I certainly appreciate the recognition, I accept this award on behalf of all my colleagues who have continued to contribute to the success of our efforts, including especially the division's tax counsel, Alan Klein. I wish to thank the NJBIA and also thank Chris Emigholz specifically for the key role he played this year in facilitating our discussions with many of the taxpayer and practitioner representatives. Thank you very much.